All right, welcome once again to another live. Hopefully, everything is reaching you guys exactly as you hearing me out. We've been going through a couple of things, audio changes, video pictures, and of course, like I said last week, I'm coming back into my live this week as regularly programmed from Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday and Friday. Just remember, Thursdays I'm doing the movie reviews, going over a couple of our favorite movies, favorite scenes, and just kind of breaking them down into how you can actually, what first of all, what makes them special, and then going back to exactly how you can apply that to your own videos. And you don't have to be making any cinematic film, anything. It's just you applying basic concepts to make your videos that much more engaging, that much more better, uh, as you can say. And today, on Monday, we are going to go over, as you can tell from the screen share, how I edit talking head videos without getting bored or without them getting boring, even with no B roll. Okay. So, you guys already know talking head content is everywhere, but most of it, in my opinion, it's unwatchable. And today I'll show you how I edit these, the ones that you see right here on your screen, how I edit these kinds of videos to keep attention high. And even when it's just someone talking to the camera. So it's just one visual. There's no complimentary B-roll or anything like that. It's just one person, like literally how I'm doing right now, talking and making that engaging and constant visual changes and make it less boring than what it already is, right? And let's go strictly what we're going to talk about. Why do these talking head uh, videos fail? Most of the time, it's because they're long, they're static, and it makes the audience lose attention. And the pacing gets ignored, and that's what causes that to get boring. So it's like there is no pace, it's just a continuous drag on sentence, and there's no visual rhythm. Just like music has a rhythm, there's also rhythm visually, right? And often you'll be watching a movie and you won't even tell that that's happening. So that's that. And one thing I want to notice that it's not about over editing. You don't want to overdo these things. And sometimes when you'll see me go over these YouTube videos that go viral, you'll see that in the beginning there's a lot of, I don't want to call it over editing because it does have its own lane, but it's a lot of changes, a lot of visual changes. But it's not about over editing, or don't consider it that. It's just more about not letting the visuals go stale in your mind. You don't want to get, especially in today's day and age, everybody wants things to go really fast. Attention span is very, very low. So you want to, kind of keep your audience as engaged as possible. And, if your talking head video is 60 seconds of you just talking, or 60 seconds of the same shot, you're asking people to scroll away. That's just what's going to happen. I mean, unless you're very, very good looking, or I don't know, it'll happen sometimes, but for the most part, for us, you're just asking people to scroll away. So as you can tell on the screen right now, I'm going to show you guys my editing system and what I use. So we're going to go over jump cuts. We're going to go over different cuts to emphasize the tone shifts or even the beat changes from the music that you impart underneath your videos. I'm just going to show you the use of slow zoom ins and zoom outs, kind of just emphasizing something that you're really want your audience to grasp. And I'll show you just kind of like little subtle graphics. Maybe you could kind of throw in a little bit of titles in there, and some overlays you can use, but I'll show you kind of just the bare minimum things that you can use, so that way it's not number one, overbearing for you when you're editing, and something that's very practical to use that even a beginner can go ahead and just jump on and use it. All right, cool. So let's go onto the screen. Everybody watching on TikTok, make sure you go to the YouTube channel so you can follow along exactly to what I'm doing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and continue on, and you can see this shot right here. I'm going to continue it. I've already kind of sliced it up. It's like the first 15 seconds, and I want you guys to take a listen.
What's up, y'all? O here. In today's vlog, I'm showing you a regular day in my life working from home as a full-time videographer and video editor. I've got a few tasks to knock out, some file management, a little editing, and I'll show you a quick way to clean up your audio using Premiere Pro. Let's get into it.
So you notice that change. Really, it's not that bad. There's a lot of jump cuts in there. Not a crazy amount, but there's jump cuts in there. But it's the same static shot of me talking head, me talking to the camera, right? So I'm going to show you something where we're going to use a quick zoom in, and it'll show you in the beginning to kind of like grasp you in. So the quick shot, right? And as I use the jump cuts, I'm going to show you how you can do it in, it's the same distance, 1920 by 1080, but I'm going to show you when you jump to when there is a jump cut, it's not going to jump to the same format. It's going to like zoom in just a little bit closer. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean with that, right? So we're going to start with, let's do a fast zoom in on the first one. And we're going to drop that into the first clip. And I'm actually going to show you the music. So I'm going to go ahead and...
What's up, y'all? Oh, here.
I don't know if you noticed that.
What's up, y'all? Oh, here.
So it's like a quick 2 jump cuts. So it's like,
what's up, y'all? Oh, here in today's.
Oh, here in today's. So right there's 3 different cuts. So I'm going to show you that first jump cut.
What's up, y'all? Oh, here.
So that oh here, I'm actually going to jump in a little bit closer. So for those of you following along, I'm going to go to the effect control. And as you can see, the original, this is a 1080 timeline, and I'm recording in 4K, right? So that means that my scale is at 50%. So what I'm going to do for the next jump cut to be a little bit higher, I'm going to just make this one instead of 50, I'm going to make it go all the way to 70 because I'm introducing myself. Actually, that looks a little bit too close. Let's go to 60. So we're going to go to...
What's up, y'all? Oh, here in today.
So right there. So it's what's up, y'all? Zooming in fairly quickly. Oh, here. It jumps to almost a 10 increase in scale. So it's popping up right at you. So you already know the emphasis that I'm saying my name.
What's up, y'all? Oh, here. In today's vlog, I'm showing you a regular...
So this one doesn't have too much jump cuts.
In today's vlog, I'm showing you a regular day in my life working from home as a full-time videographer and video editor.
All right, so that right there is a pretty, I would say, what is this, like I would say it's like 3-4 seconds, not 3 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I kind of really want to emphasize or want to show the audience what I'm saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a zoom in, and it's going to be a really slow zoom in. And right now I'm just dropping in the presets, but I could show you exactly what I'm doing as I'm scaling it little by little using the keyframes. But as for right now, for me showing you, I'm just going to drop the preset real quick. So we're going to start from the beginning again. Fast zoom in.
What's up, y'all? Oh, here. In today's vlog, I'm showing you a regular day in my life working from home as a full-time videographer and video editor.
Now the zoom in is very subtle, so I might actually increase it just a tad. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to delete this one, put in a bit of a faster one. I'm actually going to do a fast zoom in and see how that looks. It's all trial and error, right? So again, beginning, quick zoom in.
Y'all, oh, here. In today's vlog, I'm showing you a regular day in my life working from home as a full-time videographer and video editor. I've got a few tasks to...
Boom, right there. That was fantastic. So as you can tell, like I'm gonna editor, and I kind of like look down because I'm looking at a script. So I'm gonna ripple edit this, and it is going to let me do it because I commanded to. So let's actually cut the. I have the LUTs right here, so I'm actually gonna highlight everything so you can just do it at once. Cut that right there. Excellent.
For a video editor, I've got a few tasks to knock out.
So there's a little bit of space. And again, I've repeated this many times. You want to trim the fat. So you want to cut all those extra pauses. And you don't really notice that until you actually zoom into the timeline. And you're like, wait a minute. There's like a millisecond of pause. But you don't really notice it to like the naked eye. But if you're actually, editing it and you see it and you slow it down a bit, you just notice that right off the bat. And it actually, once I cut that, see that little space right here? And again, all of you watching on TikTok, go to YouTube and follow along. All right, so I'm gonna cut that in right there. My highlight, quick jump cut, ripple edit, delete, and then
editor. I've got a few tests.
See, like, you didn't even notice that, but since I'm already quick zooming in, it already jumps to my next one, which is regular 50% scale. So I'm actually gonna leave that because it's already a visual difference that you're noticing, right? So
video editor. I've got a few tasks to knock out, some file management.
Right.
Editor. I've got a few tasks to knock out.
I'm actually gonna use a fast zoom out in this one. Let me just go ahead and make sure that's not highlighted. Okay, fast zoom out, and then I'm gonna show it. And so it's fast zoom in.
Videographer and video editor. I've got a few tasks.
All right, the audio cut out right there.
I've got a few tasks to knock out, some file management.
See, so I actually looked down again, so I'm gonna cut that out. That's what happens when you look at a script, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I gotta look at a script, man, or else I just lose train of thought. I'll spend all day doing it. All right, here we go.
To knock out some file management, a little editing, and I'll show you a quick.
So I named actually two things. So I go straight from.
Got a few tasks to knock.
Got a few tasks to knock out, and then I go into.
Out some file management.
So some file management,
a little editing, and I'll show you a quick way to.
So it's three things, right? So what I'll do is I'll scale one up. It's almost like a step ladder. So like I'll do 1, 2, 3. So let's do it like that. So fast zoom out.
I've got a few tasks to knock out.
I got a few tasks to knock out. And again, we see that little bit of dead space. So we're going to cut that out. I'll start from the, so you can hear from there. Like I'm whistling almost. And then start right there. Ripple edit right to the playhead. Awesome. And then with this one at the 50% scale, I'm going to go to effects control and I'm going to go to, I'll do 55. Right? And then what I'll do is for the next one, I'll do 60. So it'll be almost like a little, like again, like staircase going up. So I'll do 60 on this one. And I'll actually end the last one since it's a little bit longer. I'll do it in, let's do 65. Sure, why not, man? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's be bold, or at least let's try it out, right? It's all trial and error right here. So let's go ahead and do it. Well, let me just see right here what's going on. Okay, cool. We're all good to go on this end. And again, we're going to mix this one. So we're going to go zoom in all the way to 65. And then I'm going to emphasize it, what I'm saying, because it's a little bit longer. And I'm just going to slowly, since I'm already zoomed in, I'm going to zoom out. All right. So again, it's that visual variety. All right, let's go ahead and see what that looks like.
Video editor. I've got a few tasks to knock out, some file management, a little editing, and I'll show you a quick way to clean up your audio using Premiere Pro.
Okay, so that actually looks fantastic. So I didn't use the zoom out, so let me do it again. Fast zoom out. All right, let's do it again. So we're gonna start from here, the longer one.
Video editor. I got a few tasks to knock out. Remember, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3 step up, zoom out, and then on to the next one. And we don't have to change the next one again because it's regular at 50%, and this one's already zoomed in. It's gonna zoom out. So that's already a visual variety right there. So let's go ahead and try it out. Editor. I've got a few tasks to knock out, some file management, a little editing, and I'll show you a quick way to clean up your audio using Premiere Pro. Let's get into it.
So fantastic. So you see that part right there? That's
audio using Premiere Pro.
Using Premiere Pro, I went back to that regular 50%. So it's like I didn't change anything on that one. And then I do a
Pro. Let's get into it.
I do a let's get into it, and then and I go like this to the camera. That's what I do as like a opportunity to, what do you call it? Kind of like a transition into the next scene, black screen, right? So I just go like that and I cut it. Again, you guys could do whatever you want. It's your thing. So yeah, that's what I use. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. All right. And I think for that last one, let's see what we can do.
Clean up your audio. So since it's the last clip, and yeah, you guys can see on my timeline, I've already got it's all talking head. There's no B-roll in there, so let's see how that looks. Let's start from the beginning.
What's up, y'all? O here. In today's vlog, I'm showing you a regular day in my life working from home as a full-time videographer and video editor. I've got a few tasks to knock out, some file management, a little editing, and I'll show you a quick way to clean up your audio using Premiere Pro. Let's get into it.
I think let's get into it. I'm going to zoom in or jump cut to a higher scale. So I'm going to go straight to, I like how the 60 look. I'm not going to zoom in or out of it because there's no need. And let's start again. Let's start from the staircase.
File management, a little editing, and I'll show you a quick way to clean up your audio using Premiere Pro. Let's get into it.
Bang. Ooh, I really like that. All right. Right there. It's just a little intro. It's about, again, 15 seconds. Well, it's actually 16 seconds. We've added jump cuts to eliminate the dead space. We've already seen, and actually that longer clip that you guys see right here, there's a little bit of space. It's not dead space. It's almost like the pausing in between. But I think I'm actually going to use that opportunity to trim the fat and cut in more on those. And again, we use the jump cuts for that. We changed the different scale on the different cuts that we did. So again, it's you have to cut down your clips because there's just, you can't just have like a full run-on sentence. We don't even like that in regular conversation. Why would anybody want to watch a video of you just talking, you know, right to the camera like a run-on sentence? We don't want to see that. Cut the dead space, cut the dead air, trim the fat. Make sure you use jump cuts. And when you use jump cuts, don't have the same, 50% scale, 50% scale. Go up and also go into what you're kind of like what we did here on mine. Make sure you're going along with what you're saying. Like we're naming different things, then make sure you emphasize that. Zoom in on that. Like make it make sense. And only use the zoom outs and the zoom ins to really emphasize what you're saying a little bit deeper. What happens is that a lot of films, they'll do this, that they'll actually kind of, when there's something going on, there's like a conversation, an important something going on in the storyline, they'll zoom in slowly on whatever is happening. You don't notice it, or some of us do notice it, but you start kind of seeing everything going in or anything going out, depending on what the mood is. And that's what you want to use in your videos to kind of just develop that quick, getting of attention. All right. So we use that. I'm actually going to do the graphics and all the overlays. We'll do that in another video because I really want to emphasize how anyone can make this happen just by using the basic things within the program in itself. All right. And another thing is that the slow zooms, like that alone makes like you're being pulled in, right? So you want to use that not all the time, but sparingly, and there's no B-roll needed. You don't need to see anything else except my head, my talking head, talking to the camera, and then that's it, nothing else. So we went over that. And also this one didn't pertain to it because I'm mostly using the music in the background, but you want to kind of really show, if you have like a bunch of beats within the music, you want to cut to that as well. It helps out. It just kind of, shows all that. So I'll actually show that in the next video with the graphics and text overlaid onto it. All right. Yeah, so if there's any pain points that you see, make sure you guys send in your own talking heads and how you guys edit them, and I'll, look at them, review them. We'll look them over, and then, if anything, you guys could teach me something and how to do mine's even better. So if this helped you clean your talking head edits, make sure to follow, and I'm live again tomorrow. I'm doing another YouTube live on YouTube. Everybody on TikTok watching, you just go on YouTube to follow along exactly what I'm doing. All right. So thank you for watching. You guys already know I'm back to regular schedule program.